Game mechanics. This is quite a complicated concept. So a game mechanic is anything at all, anything that we've really talked about up until this point in terms of the way that a game works. And so what it involves is lots of things like how do you move through the game? Which buttons do you press on the console? What appears on the screen? So how do you interact? What kind of puzzles are there? How difficult is it? Are there levels of difficulty? Can you team up? Is it single player, multiplayer, massive multiplayer? Is it an online game or is it a standalone game? What actually happens in terms of games, goals, rules, and challenges within the game? How complicated a system is it? Are there going to be missions? Are there going to be sub-goals within missions? Are there going to be, is it going to have a linear structure to it, or is it going to be sort of more open world? Are there going to be dynamic environmental factors such as weather? Say, for example, are you going to have to interact with other characters to solve problems, or is it going to be fast action? So all of these game mechanics are called gameplay. So how is the game going to play? What are the mechanics? What are the rules? What are all of the different aspects of the game that mean that it makes it easy to play in a sense, so not too complicated so that you're confused by all the rules and all the buttons, but also interesting enough that it's complex enough to engage you. Something that's too simple without too many game mechanics, that's just maybe going through and causing damage to enemies without, say, for example, having another cerebral intellectual challenge or puzzles or submissions, subplots, meeting other characters and having a story will be boring. So a difficult concept this. A game mechanic is essentially anything within the game that makes it interesting, makes it challenging, keeps you engaged within the game, and how the game works and how you interact with that world such that you can be engaged, and maybe it's got some playability, maybe it's got some longevity such that you are interested in the game. Now, game mechanics are supremely important. You would think about the game mechanics during the design stage. You would think, how is this game going to work? How is it going to play out? What kind of game am I going to have? And what kind of rules and challenges and obstacles am I going to put in the player's way to make it engaging, challenging, and interesting? And it's at that stage, at the very initial design stage, where you think about the way the game is going to be played, the gameplay and the game mechanics. Once you've started developing the game, it's too late to go back and change those game mechanics. Supremely important.